Hello, welcome to Songs and Stories with Caroline Parke. We are at the Fourth Meridian Brewing Company in Lloydminster, Alberta, and today I have Amanda Koopa joining me. She's a local singer-songwriter, and I'm a huge fan of hers. The first time I heard her play, my jaw dropped, and I hope yours will too. Amanda, welcome to the show.
That is such a compliment, Caroline. Thank you.
It drops every time. I gotta say, I'm like, what's she gonna give us today? And then it's like, bam. Wow, yeah, you're just really great.
Thank you.
So how long have you been singing and playing for?
Well, if you ask my mom, I've been singing since I was like 5 years old, singing Animal Crackers in the back seat as loud as I can, so I can hear it over the stereo.
Is that from Anne Marie?
Yes.
Yeah, I have that album.
Yeah. Oh, I would love to hear that again. I haven't heard it.
I have it on cassette still.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I need to find a cassette player.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've been, and then when I was like 8, I would swing on the swing set and listen to Jagged Little Pill and sing that as loud as I can.
Whoa.
And jump off the swing set to turn it down whenever she would swear.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then when I was 14, me and my friends discovered some editing programs off LimeWire and downloaded them. And I released my first album in 2007 or 2005 maybe? Anyways, I was very young. I was in high school and I released this album. I sold 100 copies, every one that I made at high school.
No way.
Yeah.
That's wild.
It was called Don't Stop Play. It was goofy. When I hear the songs from that now, I am so embarrassed.
Well, how much did you sell them for?
Like $5. No, probably $2.
Was it on CD or?
It was a CD. I burned the CDs on my dad's computer.
No way. Did you do album artwork and everything?
I did, yeah. I made a photoshopped image of me with like a weird silhouette and
Of course you did.
Yeah.
You've been an artist since day one.
I've been a very creative, ever since my dad got a computer, it was like I'm playing. Even before my dad got a computer, we had this like computer in our home where I would just go on Paint and, you know, scribble lines and then fill them in with color.
Yep.
And I just loved creating things. And so when I could create music on the computer with a webcam microphone, I did it. And it was awesome.
I can't believe it. So I don't know if you care, but I didn't pick up a guitar until it was 2007 or 8. So
wow.
You've been creating long before I even learned my 3 chords.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
Yeah,
wow.
Barely, but yeah.
Wild.
I know.
So how many albums have you kind of released? Or
well, if
singles?
you count that one, which I often don't, because I forgot about it for a long time until somebody sent it to me. They sent me a picture of it on Facebook and said, "Remember this?" And I went, "Oh my gosh, that is so crazy." And so I've released, counting that one, 4. 3 like just digitally. I didn't do any physical material copies, but 3 digital albums. Yeah.
Cool.
In the last,
and they all have album artwork and all that.
Yep. I just find it when I released the first one, I didn't really plan on releasing an album. I had, you know, a bunch of songs made, but I didn't really know I didn't have a direction. Mm-hmm. And then my friend and I, we went to the Saskatchewan hospital before it was bulldozed. We knew it was going down, and so we went there and we took a bunch of pictures on it and like did photography on the steps and all this stuff.
Okay.
And then one of the pictures I liked so much, and then I had this idea in my head, and I just made an album cover and released 6 songs or 7 songs.
Just like that.
Because, yeah.
Well, you know, I've taken quite a few photos that I had no intention of using for an album or something. And then sure enough, the project, you know, erects itself. And then you're like, oh, I have the perfect image for that.
Yeah,
right? So
exactly.
That's really nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, the same kind of thing happened with the next album. Because my friend just took a picture of me with this dog and I looked so cool that I just used it. The only intentional album cover that I photographed specifically for an idea I had was my latest one, the butterfly one.
Okay.
So, but that one's not my favorite because it's like, it was so planned and it's not exactly what my imagination showed, but
yeah. As artists, you have to kind of let go a little bit of your ideals.
Yeah.
And kind of like let the dust settle and it is what it is, right?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. But that's how you create. And like I have a friend that is super amazing, but has that inability to let go.
Oh,
And so
yeah.
she's got so many things that she's never done anything with because she fear of criticism or fear of success. Like there's all these weird things that like I'm not familiar with, right? I don't have an internal editor telling me like you're insecure about something. I just kind of go for it. And I feel like that's kind of how you operate too, hey?
Well, sometimes like the reason I never released an album from the time I was 14 till I was like 25 was because I was scared that it wouldn't be good enough.
Oh, really?
And then when that picture happened, I just was like, I'm putting it out. And then it was received well. My brother wrote a review on it. It was funny. He gave me a review for Christmas. And so then the next one, I had some intentional songs to put on it, but I essentially took my entire library of music that I hadn't released and put it all on. I just put it all on. And some of it's, you can tell it's unfinished, but it's kind of raw and fun to listen to, you know.
Yeah.
So,
well, like I started my YouTube channel right like the same year I started playing guitar. So there's some stuff on there that I kind of probably should take down, but I feel like it's like part of the journey. And I'm okay with imperfection. And like I knew like 3 chords and like, there's my first video I put on is like a minute long and I got my hair up in a sleeping bun and I got a bathrobe on and I'm playing the banjo.
Oh my God.
And so
that's amazing.
I've thought about taking it down, but I think it's funny.
Yeah, it's like you know, started at the bottom, now I'm here, you know, like kind of like I like to look at that old stuff and be like, see what I was. You know? But
all those bad fashion decisions will haunt us forever.
Oh, I know.
So anyhow, how about your songwriting? Like what do songs just like fall on you, or do you think about them for a while, or?
Well, in the past there's been a lot of different processes. Lately, it's been like I sit down at my piano and I just start plunking, and then I just sing an entire song, and I'm like, shoot. And then a lot of times,
recorded that.
a lot of times I don't remember what the lyrics were that I was like, that was fire, you know? And so, but you know, in the past, it was always like I was going through something emotionally where I needed the catharsis of songwriting.
Right.
And so, and I know you're familiar with that.
Well, like I feel like it's its own therapy for me. Like whether I need to process something that's been terrible in my life or something that's beautiful, or process someone else's. Like I feel like I'm writing a song on and off right now about all the memories that I have that aren't even mine, but they're stories that people have told me, and they've left like these hard impressions on me.
Oh, wow.
And so like even there's a road that I drive on, and I know that this guy and his wife broke down on this road going uphill, and like I just feel like I'll never forget that every time I drive on that road. And so I put it in the song, and I haven't finished that song yet, but it's a way of processing you know what we come across in life. Like you know how kids, they will be exposed to something and then they will play it out.
Absolutely.
Right? And I feel like that's something like neurological or something that, you know,
must be.
Our brains have to process. So I took my kids to Denny's for the first time a few weeks ago. And my daughter, she's making like Barbie houses, and she made a Denny's with like booths. And everything, and because they never been to that restaurant, or they haven't been to many restaurants at all. Anyhow, it's a bit of a rabbit trail.
That's fair.
So do you think it's the chords first then for you?
Well, so not always, because there are some songs where I will be in my car and I'll just start singing how I'm feeling, and then I'll just hit record on the voice recorder, and then I'll have to go home and figure out how that translates. I hate that, because I'll sing a song all the way through and I'm like, that's awesome, but then I'm like, I can't find the instrumental that goes with this sometimes, and then it eventually 5 years later it becomes one of my best songs. Like, so,
your next hit.
Yeah, one of my well, I shouldn't say best songs, but one of my favorite songs that I've written, because it just when it takes longer, it's like, oh, that's good.
So. Well, I had one song that I wrote, and I thought it was beautiful, and I wrote it in like 1-4-5 cowboy chords. And then when I showed up at the studio, it was a guy's home studio to sing it. I looked on his screen. I said, well, those chords look a little different than what I wrote. And he's like, well, I took some liberties, and this is what your voice was really asking for.
Oh, interesting.
I know.
Okay.
But
Was that like was that a good thing?
Yeah,
Or,
no, I wasn't against it, but I was
Oh.
like, how am I going to replicate this now? I'm like, I'm not going to play that on the guitar. Like, I don't
Yeah.
know most of those chords.
Oh.
So I actually will perform it the way I wrote it, or sometimes I'll use the backtrack.
Okay. Okay. Interesting.
I know, but
Yeah.
sometimes like collaborating with someone who has more voicings, like they've spent more time on their instrument, like it's gone a long way for me anyhow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that there's a lot of things in my life that I go through where if I sing a song about it, I like can like get over it quicker.
Yes.
Or like if I'm struggling with something, like recently I wrote a song about struggling with a specific thing, and I wrote a song about it, and now I'm not really struggling with it anymore. Like I'm not thinking about it all the time.
It's almost like
So-
writing a letter to somebody and then not sending it.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely, yeah, because it's like only I know what this really means, you know, because
Yeah.
you can do that with music.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh, I wonder if it's just the way our brains work, right? That we need to process things and externalize them, and then once they're out there, then they're not in here anymore, right?
100%. Yeah, I think that's real. Yeah.
I feel like we should have a Kleenex box here, just in case.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. So songwriting is a therapy, right? But how do you feel about performing?
I don't know. That's a loaded question.
I know.
Like, I love singing in my room by myself.
Yeah.
I love it. I will do it for hours. But then as soon as you're in front of people, like, for me, because of the music I write is so emotional, it's like my raw feelings.
It's so heavy.
Yeah, it is.
Like-
I am always like scared. Maybe we do need a Kleenex box, but I'm always scared that people will be like, she is crazy, or like, what is wrong with her, or like, because it's also like not super upbeat, and then people will ask me to play at certain things where I'm like, are you sure
Yeah,
you want me? Like, I'm more of a background kind of like, put me over like a crying scene in a movie, I think, not necessarily like for your party, you know?
Yeah.
And I've learned to do covers and stuff like that, but because I'm just a piano player, it's not really like I said, upbeat, you know? But I've done a
Right.
few Christmas parties where it's like low key singing in the back, but even then I'm thinking in my head, like, are these people listening to my lyrics? Because if they are, and so eventually, like a lot of times I will think, I will just like think, okay, it doesn't matter. I'm just here to sing. And then I'll just really get into what I'm saying. And then I'm like in this zone where it's like, it's just me and the music. And then as soon as the song's over and I'm like, oh, it's almost like I wake up and I'm like, oh, I just did that out loud, you know? Like, yeah, so.
Well, I remember being very captivated last year. Last March, Amanda and I did a back-to-back show at the local community theater.
Yeah.
And so she went first, and I was in the dressing room prepping. And I was like on the floor trying to like stretch my legs out and stuff, like just trying to be zen-y. And so I was stretching really hard my leg. And then they had you on the TV screen in the corner, and I just ended up watching your show, like just zoned in. And at one point I was like wiping my eyes and I'm gonna cry. And like when you sing, I'm there experiencing it. I feel that's how I feel anyhow.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't know if that's like a reflection on you or like how sensitive I am, but I think we're both sensitive girls.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I have a few people in my life that if they hear me sing, they just cry. And they are just like,
It's a compliment.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I love that I invoke that emotion. But again, it like makes it scary to perform at just any old thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I do it at Street Fest. I go to the markets, but it's just like intimidating because you never really know if somebody's going to be affected by it or think it's boring, or you know, like that's what I'm always thinking in my head. Is this boring?
It's part of the human experience, and that's what I reassure myself with whenever I'm not quite sure. I say, like, if I feel this way, there is a percentage of the population that feels this way, and that percentage, whatever it may be, will identify with it. And there's always going to be a percentage that doesn't identify with what you're doing, right?
Yeah.
But that's kind of what I tell myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that Vic Juba show was so fun. I loved that.
You did some crazy background videos and
did.
with the lighting, like you really took advantage of the venue, right? Which is good.
I did. I had a vision in my mind when they reached out to me, and I made it happen. Like 100%. It went exactly how I would have wanted it.
Really?
And so, other than my talking in between the songs, I feel like I got a little bit like rambly, but other than that, like the visuals and just being on that big stage was like just so cool.
Yeah.
It's something I dreamed about since like watching, award shows and concerts, and so
Right.
it was so cool to do that.
So that is called the Lloyd Local Series, right?
Yeah.
And it's ongoing. So if there's any local people out there that want to play at the theater, they
Yeah.
can apply. I think just on the Vic Juba website or something like that. Yeah. It's really nice that they're doing that as part of building up the community and getting people more involved.
Yeah, it's so fun. I think I went to all of them actually. I went to the comp one. It was like the kids performing.
Oh yeah, it was, but it wasn't singing. It was
No, it was a play.
It
was two plays, and one of my kids from a youth group was in it. That's why I went.
Okay.
I ended up crying. These high school kids made me cry because one of the plays was directed by one of the kids, and it was
really.
It was
well, it's good when the arts can kind of be part of the community. Yeah. Not just something in the background, right?
For sure. Yeah.
So.
It's important, I think, to support all the arts.
Yeah. Well, when I was first getting into songwriting, I was actually in therapy for PTSD, and my therapist said, "This is the best thing you can do is your art."
Yeah.
So it's had a huge value, and like even after I recovered from all that stuff, I've continued to use my songwriting to express whatever, right? Sometimes they're fictional, but quite often they're based on, life events and how life is unfolding, right?
I know.
Yeah.
I've always loved how you can just write songs about like such sweet themes. And I struggle so much to write songs that are just like normal, that anybody would listen to. Not normal, but like relatable to anyone. I feel like when I write songs, it's like only, and I know that it's not true because I know other people have said, oh, like I feel this way or whatever, but I feel like I just struggle trying to like go outside of what I already do.
To be lighthearted.
Yeah, to be light. Exactly.
Yeah.
I can't write a lighthearted song if my life depended on it. Like, yeah.
Well, that's okay.
It's okay. Yeah.
It's okay.
It's just not my thing.
It's your heart, right? And sharing your heart with people takes courage, and you are dripping in emotion, man, every time I hear you. So
yeah, it's all very raw, fresh.
Yeah. This is a trick question that I wanted to ask everyone that comes on my show. But I've given this question a lot of thought personally. And how would you define success in the music business today? Bum, bum, bum.
That is a trick question because I think I don't look for success in the music business. I look for success in how I feel about what I'm doing. Yeah. And I know a lot of people, they have to compromise their music, compromise their values when they are propped up like in the music industry. And I've never been willing to do that. When I was really young, this guy in Saskatoon, I had just done some shows. I did Taste of Saskatchewan and I did Buds on Broadway. And this guy was kind of like, not managing me, but he had reached out to me because he saw me on MySpace.
Wow, and that's going way back.
Yeah, yeah. And so I was like 17. And so he was trying to get me booked at these shows. And then he made all these suggestions of what I should be doing, how I should be dressing. And it made me feel so yucky that I decided I'm never, ever taking advice. Like I'm going to do everything my way. And, I haven't made a career or made money from songwriting, but it makes me happy. I love to do it. Yeah. And, I meet amazing people through doing it. And yeah, like I think success is like, it's subjective, I guess, to me.
I'm great. That's great. Cause that's almost what I would answer too.
Okay.
Cause I feel like monetary is kind of like way down the list for me.
Yeah.
It really is. Like, I think the best reward for me, other than processing my emotions or whatever, would be the networking. Like how many people would be not in my life because if I didn't do music. And then I just think of all of the people that I love and adore, and I'm like, I could never not have them in my life, right?
Yeah.
And I wouldn't have met a lot of people. Like, probably wouldn't have met you if it wasn't for music. I don't even know how we met.
Well, at that market, we were both playing in Kid Scotty.
Right.
In front of that ice cream stand.
I was
behind the ice cream
leaving
stand.
and you were coming.
Yes.
And I was going to pack up, and then I thought, and then I was like, I better take pictures of this girl. Yeah. And then I sent them to you, right?
Yeah.
I think I stayed for your whole set.
I think I think you did, because the first song I sang was an Amy Winehouse song, and I just remember like everybody's eating burgers, like kind of chilling at the market, and there's you just like clapping, and I was like, oh my gosh, I love her. She's so nice.
It's like one fan to another, right?
Yeah, because like most musicians don't stay and watch each other. Like I usually try to if I have time and stuff, but like it's like, well, I'm out, you know.
Well, that's going back a few years, and like I had little kids up until 5 years ago. I would consider them little, and I was just trying to get out and just meet people. So like, it's like something catches your eye, you better just hold on,
hang out and watch. Yeah, totally.
And it's intuition, right?
Yeah.
I've met people in the strangest places. I think in Home Hardware, I was waiting in line, and there was a lady humming behind me, and I turned around and I said, "You can sing." And then we started talking, and we were like 20 minutes in the parking lot.
See, you're so not shy, and I think that's why you're good at networking, because you're like, I've met so many musicians where you think, oh, they're kind of standoffish, they're kind of whatever, but then you like talk to them and they're friendly, they're just shy, like, and you are not shy. I love that about you. Because I'm not shy either. I'm also the person who'd be like, hey, random person, be my friend. You know,
well, we're all, there's only one race. It's the human race, right?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I love that. And like, speaking of the success of the music business.
Okay.
So when I think I had just had my daughter, and she was like 9 months old, and I went to go be on Canada's Got Talent.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I got through 2 rounds of auditions. They loved my singing. And then for the 3rd round, which is a live taping in front of the judges who like can X you, I decided to sing a song that I had written recently. And it had like this rapper in it, and it had this insane hip hop beat.
Like you rap?
No, I had a friend feature on it.
Okay.
Back in the day, I used to open for this rapper in town. I don't think he's rapping anymore, but they X'd me. I totally choked. I ruined it. Like the first 2 times I sang "Grenade" by Bruno Mars, and I like, not to pump my own tires or whatever, but I nailed it. And then when I sang on stage, I sang this stupid new song that when I listen to now, the lyrics are awful. It's awful. It's not a good song. It's not a nice song either. Aww. And they X'd me, and I didn't sing for like 5-6 years after that.
No.
Because I was so embarrassed, and I believed that, because they told me, oh, you can write, but you can't sing, you know? And my voice was all cracking, and I couldn't.
It was nerves?
Oh, 100%. Like, you're in front of a studio audience, there's cameras, everybody's telling you where to go.
No big deal,
Yeah. And then for months, I was scared they would air me crying, because I started crying when they X'd me. But when I walked off stage, I really started crying, like ugly crying. Yeah. And they made me go back on stage so that they could film that. And they said all the bad things to me a second time. So I was so embarrassed. And then
I can't believe they did. Did they ever air it?
No. So
why would they make you refilm that?
So episode 1, when they aired it, they showed me for a blip. Just a blip of like, oh, all these people came out and gave their all, and I was just a blip. You could see my outfit and my socks. Yeah. And but yeah, they didn't show me ugly crying, thank goodness, because I had already signed all the releases. I couldn't say like, no, don't air this. Yeah. Oh, now that I'm saying that, they're probably gonna release it. No, but yeah, so that experience kind of showed me what the music industry was, again, really like.
And media in general, right?
Yeah, and I was like, I don't want to be part of those people. I'd rather be part of open mic nights and my friends, Yeah,
I know I had a songwriter coach from Nashville essentially tell me that my rhymes are too hard. I need to do soft rhymes because they're more modern, which I'm like, hard rhymes stand the test of time for a reason, right? But anyhow, I get what she's saying. So then I gave that some thought, and then anything I submit to her, she would change and take 50%, or like it turned out that I would get like 15 to 25% of everything that I produce. Oh. Because people would take cuts along the way, and I just thought, I just don't know what the point of being in a relationship with her would be, like a business relationship. And so then I just thought, I joined a couple of songwriting groups like online. And so I was on a call with a dozen people, and this guy from Ontario, he's like a ex-veteran, no, he's a war veteran and a songwriter, and kind of a cool guy. And people were giving me advice about my song. You pitch a song and ask, this is what I'm struggling with, and people will give you advice. It's still your song. It's not considered a co-write. Yeah. It's pretty safe space. And so I was jotting down all the feedback on this one song, and this guy pipes up and says, the first rule of songwriting is it's your song, and you can do whatever you want with it, and you can take all this advice, or you can just forget it. Yeah. And I think that was the best advice I was ever given. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Because if it's not going to be what you want it to be, then there's like that hole inside that's like, ugh. Yeah. I feel like if you take too much advice from people, it turns into something that's not even yours anymore. Yeah, exactly. So, yeah. Yeah. I haven't done a lot of collaborating. Like I've written, I'm going to say, with like 5 people, like at different times. Yeah. But never all together. That's more than me. I wrote with one person ever, and it took a long. I've known her for 9 years. It was so scary. And I was like, I don't know about this, but it was lovely. She was super helpful. Yeah. Yeah. So. If you find the right person, actually, that's how I got into song. I got into songwriting. I knew it was there for me, but I hadn't done it. And then this friend and mentor, this lady I had befriended, we were both painters. So she did watercolor and I did acrylic. And she's the one we were at a market selling our art. Yeah. And she brought her guitar with her because she's like a singer-songwriter that also paints. And so she showed me, G and D. And I think I went and got a guitar within a month or 2 of that experience. Oh, cool. And I've never quite said thank you to her for that. Yeah. That's sweet. But when I experienced a trauma and I really needed to express myself, I knew it was there. And so every now and then I'll go to her and say, well, what do you think of this album artwork? Or, what do you think of this song? Is it worth unpacking? Or are the bones rotten? And she, oh, you have to continue. She's always like an encourager, right? I love that. So yeah, it's if you have 1 or 2 people like that in your life, do you pitch songs half done to people, or do you just stew on them? I just release them. I'm scared of feedback. Oh yeah. Because because it's already hard enough to put it out. Yeah. I don't want to be deterred. It's like I feel like I'm going to do this and I'm just going to do this. Well, it's like they say, don't read the comment section on a video. Yeah. Because it's not always. Like people are going to love it or hate it no matter what you do. And everyone wants to be heard. So. Yeah. Yeah. So. Yeah, I don't really care what people think. Well, you don't, but you do. Right? Yeah, I don't, but I do. It's like, oh, you hate me? Well, I don't like that, but I'm not changing what I've done. Yeah, yeah, that's the thing. Is like if you start writing for a specific purpose that is, motivated by financial gain, then it's like, because I thought about it when I talked to her. I had a consultation and. Yeah, I just thought, well, the current songs that I was writing, could I squish them into a container that she would receive? And I just thought, I just don't want to. Yeah. They're my songs, and I wouldn't mind writing for other people, for sure. I'd love to be a songwriter that people like, oh, I want to cover that song. Or whatever. But yeah, I'm not willing to compromise my values or like my process either. I feel like the process for me is kind of sacred, right? Oh, absolutely. Yeah. It's my favorite thing. To sit down and just sing a song randomly. Yeah. Yeah. Make it a song. That's really cool that you do that. Like, I don't know many people that have the time to just sit down and essentially chill.
Yeah.
right? Like most
Well,
people.
usually I'll be like sitting down to practice and then I'll just make a little song instead.
Kind of get distracted.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, should we sing some songs?
Yeah, absolutely. I would love to.
So what is the last song you released?
On Spotify and iTunes and stuff, I released an album called I Am the Butterfly.
Okay.
And
when was that?
It was June 17th, 2023. My goal is to release an album every 2 years, so I'm kind of on the clock. And I have a lot of songs like almost done. Like they're done, but getting them recorded is such a pain. I sing it all the time and I'm like, this sounds amazing. But getting it recorded is it's tedious.
It's a different
the editing
process.
I can't afford to like have it produced. So I do all my own editing, all my own recording with all these different programs. And it's just such a time consumer.
Yeah.
And it kind of takes the fun out of it all.
I've actually had people encourage me to do that. And I've just said, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm a songwriter. I'm a singer. I can do the artwork. I can do the CDs, hard copy stuff, design stuff. I can do lyric insert books. I can promote it. I don't want to be a producer, I don't want to know the software side of it. I just don't.
It's so much work and it's like, it never sounds perfect. And then the other day, so I recorded a song. So the most recent song I technically released would have been Roadmap, and it's only on YouTube so far because it's part of the new album coming out.
Do you have a music video for it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, it's just me playing it. I sat down and sang this song and that's it. And my phone died right when I was done singing it, and that's the video. Like, that's the first time I ever sang it, first time I ever recorded it, phone died, that's the song. And I love it. It's one of my favorite songs.
I will check it out.
Yeah.
Roadmap. So when did that come out?
Last summer or sometime.
So summer 24.
24, yeah.
Yeah.
So Roadmap is out, and I plan for it to be part of this new album coming out. But it's just been, normally I have a title in my head, an image in my head, and it just hasn't been there. So I'm kind of letting it
I feel like
come out.
Roadmap is kind of like a indicator of like maybe you're in the fog.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then the fog will magically clear and you'll have an album and a title and a theme and it'll all come together.
Well, and that's what the song's about. The song's about I have a roadmap. Why am I not looking at it?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So,
Good.
Yeah.
Well, that's
There's
great.
some symbolism in there, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So you hope to record in the next
well, yeah, it's
year or
recorded,
something?
but so
No, but like the whole album. Like
oh
you have
yes,
some...
it should be out by the end of this year. By
Great.
2025, it better be.
Yeah.
But I was listening to the song I recorded, like fully recorded, like with the mix, with the edit and everything, and it had this sound in the background, and I was like, "What is that?" It's like fuzz or something, right? And I'm like, I can't get rid of it, and I was freaking out. And then I go and listen to a new song out by like a famous artist, and you can hear that in his song, in his professionally produced song. So I'm like, why am I stressing about this? This is part of everyone's music. Or like, you ever notice, and I'm sorry if I do this to you, but you ever notice how people take breaths between lyrics? I never notice it, but everybody does it. And when I do it though, I want to cut them all out and it's stressful for me. But then you listen to, you know, a famous pop star and he takes a breath after he's singing, but you don't notice it because you're not editing his music. You're just listening to it and enjoying it. So why can't I just enjoy?
I think until you've recorded your own album, you listen to other people's stuff way differently.
Oh, totally.
With a different ear. Yeah.
And so now when I listen to certain like artists, I'm like, oh, like that, like to me, it sounds like a little bit of a mistake or a little bit of a voice crack or a little bit of a big breath, but that's like part of it. Like when you hear somebody at a concert, you're not muting when you take a breath. You're not, it doesn't sound.
Maybe we edit it ourselves in real time.
I think we do.
Because we want to hear the meat and potatoes and not the peripheral, right?
I think we're just like enjoying it. And that's the problem is I need to just
enjoy it.
Yeah. And maybe that's why I need to actually send it to other people.
You know what? Like if you do all your own recording, you can just send the mix and master away. And I think that would take a lot of stress off you.
Probably.
Yeah.
I know.
All right. Now should we go play some music?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I can't wait to hear what you're going to play for us.
Yeah, I've got some good stuff.
Cool.
For the future album that I don't know the title of yet.
Right on.
Cool. This is my song called Time Traveler. I just sat down on my piano one day and started playing chords, and these words came out of my mouth. And it's kind of about how you can go back in time by just, like, when you remember something, you're basically going back in time, and then you can just come to the present and realize, like, you're still alive, and you know, you're still good. You can do this, and it's about letting things go from the past. You can go back in time. You can hit rewind in your mind. You can think about all the things you had. Remember all the things that made you so sad. But then you can come back, and it's not that bad. Let it go, it's not your fault. Let it go, you've got new problems now. Let it go, it will resolve. It's all part of a plan that you don't understand. You don't understand. You might be in the world, but you're not like them. They don't know the love that you live for. Oh, you love so hard that you can feel it now. And you've got nothing to prove. You cannot be compared to. So don't run after things that fade away. Let it go, it's not your fault. Let it go, you've got new problems now. Let it go, it will resolve. It's all part of a plan that you don't understand. No. Oh. And oh, take it higher. You don't need to go down low. You shine so much brighter when you are full of hope. Oh, take it higher. You don't need to go down low, 'cause you shine so much brighter when you let it go. Won't you let it go? Oh, let it go. It's not your fault. Let it go, you've got new problems now. Let it go, it will resolve. It's all part of a plan that you don't understand. Let it go, it's not your fault. Let it go, you've got new problems now. Let it go, it will resolve. It's all part of a plan that you don't understand. No, you don't understand, but you will. I see things a little differently now. Patience, my love, everything will happen in time. You don't have to rush. When it's right, it will be right. And you'll be smiling in the sun. But first comes suffering, and then some love and grace, and then more suffering. But it will not compare to the glory that will be revealed in us. We're going home, see the King on the throne. I can't wait to go home. Oh, spring is in the air even when it's not March 21st. I'm so excited I could burst. Oh, your love, give me the strength to be your shining vessel. Every test makes me ever so thankful, and I will share your good news all of my life. But first comes suffering, and then some love and grace, and then more suffering. But it will not compare to the glory that will be revealed in us. I'm coming home, see the King on the throne. I can't wait to go home. Oh my God, I'm coming home, see the King on the throne. I can't wait to go home. I fight this battle every day, and sometimes I lose. I'm weak, I'm scared you'll say that you never knew me, but you see right through me. Yeah, you see right through me. Yeah, you see right through me. You know my heart. And so first comes that suffering, and then some love and grace, and then more suffering. But it will not compare to the glory that will be revealed in us. We're going home, see the King on the throne. I can't wait to go home. But for now, I will live, I will give everyone all I have to give. Your plan is perfect. Oh, my life is a gift. I've got a real bad feeling. It comes creeping back again, and I wonder if I was ever good, or if I'm just good at pretend. And I know I'll get out somehow. I know all the ways But why don't I run to you when I know you'll take me out? Because I feel like nothing's real, and I'm going down the hole again, and I feel like I'm just biding my time when I don't know how to get back to you. I feel it creeping in, and I feel like I wanna be new again. Take me up with you right now. I can't be here anymore, no. I feel the weight on my shoulders is too much. I can't handle it right now, and I just don't wanna come down. 'Cause I know right where the road goes, 'cause I've been down it before, and I know the pain it comes with, and I feel like I'm trapped, even though you gave me this roadmap. Why won't I open it up? Why won't I open it up? Oh, I feel the weight is lifting. It's not my fault, it's yours, but I could blame everything on you, even though I pour all this salt on my wounds. I can't find a better reason to fight, even though they come to my mind every night. I feel like I'm falling, even though you're covering me with your wings. So I've gotta learn to fight that pain away. You showed me how, but I gotta get on my knees and pray. And all I ever wanted was some peace alone with you. And I act like I don't, but I know what to do. I know what to do. Worship you. I gotta worship you. I gotta worship you. I gotta worship you. Okay. That's it.
Amanda, that was fantastic.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much for taking the time to come in and speak with us today. And I'm so glad that you were able to come.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. I love hanging out with you. So
we'll see you at the next Song Circle.
For sure.
Okay,
Yeah.
Take care.